You back? You there? Okay. Who knows what's going on? I don't know. I don't know anymore. But in the game, at least you can see what's happening, correct? All right, good. All right. What models got taken while we were doing all this? Seems like Pat's got Okoye, Vision, War Machine, Sam, Captain America Sam, and Enchantress and Hawkeye. And this is on Rearcher Station. And oh my goodness, Stevens downtown. So straight up, middle, big brawl fest coming, which has got to be for Jacob with the Defenders, don't you think? Yeah, unbelievable that they chose this one. And at eight, what did we say? Not 8 points, 19 points, so very high. Um, Jacob is taking Doctor Strange with the Soul Gem, Modok, one of his favorite combos, Okoye, Valkyrie, and Kai as well. So that's got to be good. And in fact, he's looks like he's just ported Okoye up into the middle next to the tractor. Yeah. Yes. I yeah, for sure. Basically, there's no extracts on the table, essentially. And I was listening to a podcast today where Art Dyer was talking about Sam Spam and how taking out Sam is important. He's also a big fan of Iron Fist. I don't know if Iron Fist was one of Pat's options in his roster. Do you recall? Hmm. Well, let's see. So far, we have Pat having placed what is it, Okoye down, and what do you what's that for tool doing on the table? Yeah. Oh, to do four. Yeah. Yes, makes sense. And yeah, exactly. I can't remember who had priority. Jacob. Okay. So, huh. So what did he move Hawkeye through the portal and then shoot was able to shoot into the deployment zone? No. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, fine. Good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What else? Hiya, Sploosh. Welcome. Let's see. So far we have. All right. So let's get focused on this. We have Hawkeye on Pat's side. Pat's Hawkeye because they both have Hawkeye. We have to be careful, and they both have Okoye. Brilliant. Um, we have Pat's Hawkeye near the evac point, as well as his vision. Okoye a little bit further, but within two of both of those characters. Further back, though, is War Machine and Enchantress, unless they haven't been moved yet at all, have they? Uh, just checking, Vision needs a tick mark, doesn't he? Yeah. Let me see if I can message Pat about that. No. Okay. Ah, that's 100% it is. That makes way more sense when it comes to Pat. Not forget, it's not about getting a tick mark. It's about setting up an interesting. Brilliant. All right. Now we have War Machine up. It's interesting. Valkyrie is set up also. The guys are both playing quite cagey because Valkyrie has moved, but is not in a dangerous position. Like, not in her own danger, but perhaps setting something up. Oh, I see. Got. Oh, I see. I see. I see. I'm with you. He's lost. Jake lost his Okoye. Was that from Warmish just now? Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah, we have to remember, everyone, that there are the demons toward underneath the ones that we can see. So that people, because usually you don't have to hang around the evac point, right? Um, but here it's the case is that they have to contest for demons. All right, so that's what Valkyrie is doing as well. Then Valkyrie is contesting the back. Demon's Point. Jacob's measuring Hawkeye again, just looking to see where he might be able to go. Yeah. Hmm. So far, Jacob's evaded Hawkeye, who did some damage on Captain America and bounced back. He's moved Okoye up, who got dazed, and Valkyrie's contesting the back zone, so he still have his heavy hitters waiting at his portal. Hmm. Ooh. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, because Jacob's well, Okoye doesn't count any longer, so he's got to get both of his people up there, which he could. Oh, here comes Doctor Strange. Okay. Yeah. Now, where is did Captain America just go hiding behind the truck? Okay. Yeah, he's worried about losing him, isn't he? Interesting. All right, so let's see. We've had Strange portal up. It looks like he's shooting somebody. Did you notice who he was? It looks like Vision. Vision got nabbed. Vision, I can't tell which is state he's in. You think that's that symbol, his little token is showing him in the density state? Ooh, yeah. So he did quite a bit of damage. Three is quite nice. I'm just looking. Jacob's rolled 5 hits, right? And I see, I think, one save on vision. So why is he only cover? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now the pushing him to irrelevance. Interesting. I wonder if Pat chose that one form. Hmm. Yeah. That's, in terms of the token. Mm, yeah. Okay. Ah, yeah. He needs to flip that one. Yeah. So, GD Nerd kindly pointed out that Strange used his affiliation ability because we saw the hex go on him. So, could he have then changed the nature of the attack to? Yep. Thank you. Yeah, that's brilliant. So, I mean, Pat's in a hard position here because our advanced R&D is what enabled that, didn't it? Advanced R&D. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Amazing. Yeah, because Vision and Strange are both within one. Koi is, of course, dazed, so it doesn't count. That will be very interesting to see if MODOK can pop himself down there, but I don't think so. Amazing. Yeah, brilliant. This is brilliant. So I was saying earlier that Pat was in a rock and a hard place with Vision because no matter what choice he did, how did Strange can change the nature of his attack type, But I'm trying to think. He Strange threw the portal up that cost him two, and then he got advanced R&D to give himself one to actually portal up. Correct? So how did he have the power to then activate to somebody else? Maybe on a Koye. I see. Maybe a Koye, because a Koye has 1 point of damage. Oh, okay. Brilliant. Okay. So that was very clever of Jacob, absolutely. But Pat has now used that Avengers Assemble card at a crucial moment. Um, I guess he's looking to throw, vision to throw outside of four. Ooh, I wonder if he could squeeze into that hole there so that he doesn't hit the large tank. Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, I think the important thing is to get him off of the researcher, isn't it? Here's a it. Hmm. Yeah, that is a good point. Just leave him be, right? Just easily he would make space for Modoc to portal right up there. Wait a minute, where is the other portal to get moved? Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, he's throwing them though. It looks pretty real. Okay. Don't know. Yeah. He's not going to have set that up with Avengers Assemble to now just throw it away. That is unlike him in a big way. Let me ask you a question. Everybody has told me something which I found very interesting. The researcher, male or female, Huggy? Yeah, yeah. A lot of people say female. In fact, some of them in the chat just said female too. And I always found that strange because I actually, not for any reason, but took a close look at him, and it was looks clearly male from his face. But people look at it from a distance, Huggy, and they see the wide skirt thing, which is really his lab coat kind of billowing out a bit. But they look at it too quickly, I think, and they say it looks like a skirt. So everyone keeps calling it she. She keeps going to Shalisa in my game club. So, God, really? Ah, right, right. Looks like inside of course. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be a scam. Yeah, absolutely. I Sure, 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 sure. Oh dear. Yep, should be. War Machine gets dazed. Oh, of course. Yes. Or Vision.
Possibly Modoc could still move up and throw the truck at him.
Possibly. Yeah. Hmm. I may have gotten your audio fixed. If somebody in the chat could mention if they can hear you now, Huggy.
Is the stream online on Twitch?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, we can hear you now. Huggy.
Oh
Huggy.
my! Fantastic.
Woohoo! Yay! Amazing. All right, I'm not gonna mess with anything else. Hot
Nope.
stand. Now we can get a game going. All right, now
Fantastic.
we got Huggy on it. Whew. Man, I still don't know what really went wrong there. It's a little screwed up system right now, but we bodged it together. So what?
I've
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry.
No, no,
I've
go ahead.
experienced it a ton of times. I've had issues with Discord, and then all of a sudden it just starts working again without me having done anything. The Discord works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I think it was OBS for sure this time.
Yeah. Oop, we're seeing the truck thrown here, but not at Sam.
It's being thrown at Koye. What choice
Look,
there?
looks as though. Um,
What's going on with this truck? Like, get rid of it.
he's teasing us.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So he's not going for Sam here. Um,
That's throwing it at Koye, don't you think?
yeah. Jacob talked about at the this week's Danger Room episode that one way of going about playing into Sam Spam is to try and daze several characters in one round, because the most impactful use of Sam's leadership is always the first use every round. So he's getting the Sam Avengers player is getting less and less out of it for every daze or KO that occurs during the over the course of the round.
Yes, I
Uh,
heard that as well. Do that podcast from the room this week.
oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, so they made a good point about that. And GDNer is making another point about truck. Was it size 4?
It was
And
size 3.
it was 3. Okay. I didn't see where on the table anymore. They must have did it. I thought it's if as well, guys, but you know,
Otherwise, no one on Jacob's team would have been able to throw it.
right.
But
Okay.
here, Enchantress will have no problem bowing mode off the point and causing Vision to score it.
But I'm trying to think now, what got lost in this exchange? She's a machine who he didn't get to active, is that correct?
He did get to activate him. He dazed Okoye.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's a case decoy. Fine.
This is still round 1, so he's all right. So Enchantress making sure to be outside of 1 from the home objective, but she's within 2 of Okoye, obviously. So
Yeah,
pretty good position.
yeah.
And then we'll see whether she decides to do an attack
Oh,
into Modoc.
incidentally, if people, if note when War Machine got day, it looks like Pat elected to have vision remove damage in the hex. In fact, I think he might have moved him forward a bit.
Hmm.
I don't think he used that to Modoc, so that's how he used. So, pretty devastating. Round one. I mean, Pat's got a War Machine, but only after he's activated.
This turn of events was pretty much unavoidable for Jacob, I think, because Pat has 2 really effective control pieces in Vision and Enchantress, and he's playing 1 model wider than Jacob, so he would always be able to go last with one of those and be really impactful, which is what we just saw.
Yeah,
Um,
that
but
is also making some true points here. Why did he finish off then, for instance, Kodak, that is? Or
Mhm.
why did he bow Vision A? Or can Vision not be right now? Is he not, he's in that. No, bow is
Advance is
advance.
always
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Maybe we missed a first attack on Modoc that whiffed,
Mm,
possibly.
yeah, maybe that.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, because he only has 2 power now. So, he gained just one from the
yeah,
Vision
but
too.
he paid 2 for the throw,
Portal.
the
Yeah,
throw,
throw, but he
for one for
portal.
the portal. Yeah,
Yeah. So maybe he didn't have enough power to do all that. All right,
maybe.
we have Pat's Hawkeye and Vision fire now, and uh, we have Jacob's Oye and Valkyrie on fire.
Yeah. Apparently not Modoc, even though he looks pretty close to
Hmm,
that uh,
interesting.
home
Yeah,
secure.
does seem pretty close. Now Pat is electing to controls the researcher, gets to move it. He's decided to move it just a bit off center between 2 characters and not within Okoye. Smart. So he basically has 2 characters already contesting as a starting point.
So this is an a quite defensive way of moving the researcher. He's moved it slightly back so that it's not close enough to his own evac point that Jacob can, if he should score it this round, move it into within 1 of the Pat's evac point. And but he still has gotten it slightly closer to his own lines so that he can keep his team together and not risk overextending in order to score it another time this round.
Yeah.
Because if he can score it again, then he will be in a very good position to be in a probably at least 7-3 lead, possibly 8-2 lead, which is
Brutal.
brutal. Yeah,
That's a
that's
good
that's
word.
that's that's one of the possible words to use about this situation. That's it. Such a situation.
All right, so who's Jacob's priority right now? Really, it would be to get rid of Sam. Start working that
Yes.
out. But
Yeah. Problem is that no one is within attack range of Sam. Possibly Hawkeye. No, he's only on 1 power, so he can't do the jump.
oh, we see a
Um,
card coming in. Bid
Bit
arrivals.
rivals, yeah,
Yeah,
on Vision. So
brilliant.
possibly that means that we will see Jacob try and daze him with Modoc now to keep him in place.
Who played the bid arrivals card? Who paid the power? Was it Hawkeye? Yeah.
It was, let me check, Jarvis. It was Okoye.
Oh, yeah, of course. She's got a little power. I was just wondering if they could have put it on Pat Okoye, then he could have gone after Sam more easily with Strange. But okay. So he's going to try to take out Okoye and Enchantress next. Hmm. Seems like we lost. Oh no, there it is. I was looking for the portal, but it's Jacob's portal, and his home side is way far away from everyone.
Hmm.
That's an interesting
Right,
point to make.
so Modok is apparently attacking War Machine, trying to KO him.
Doesn't want War Machine pulling off that massive, the big spender he's got because he's sitting on 8 power. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Problem is the invulnerability on um, War Machine, which makes it really easy for him to only take 1 damage per attack. But he apparently, oh yeah, there was some rerolls that took it to 5 hits and then 1 block and then invulnerability, resulting in 3 damage to War Machine. So yeah, um, maybe a Doomsday Chair now or a second.
Ooh, look at you, Doomsayer. Yeah. What's Vision? He's still in this physical.
He is in his phased form, so he has 2 physical defense currently, or 1 due to
Incinerate. Yeah.
incinerate, in fact.
So there would
But
be.
he has the power to. He has the power to quick phase. What's
Oh
it
yeah,
called?
that's right. Sure enough.
Rapid
He.
phase.
Yeah. So Jacob was looking to see if he could tag Enchantress. It looked like it was out. Not sure what they agreed. But of course, okay, we just take that hit.
Judging by the number of dice, this is not a Doomsday Chair, but a Psionic Bolt. His regular builder attack.
Hmm.
There are 2
Has
sap powers there.
has he rolled? I don't think he rolled yet. Or is
He
that
just
Vision
rolled 6
again?
dice.
Yeah. Okay. So the Vision rolled 2 blanks, eh?
Yep.
Okay.
Modok pays for 1 reroll, apparently.
Yep. Ooh, gets out of
Yep.
the wild.
Getting.
Wow.
So 4 currently that will kill War Machine.
Yeah, it hasn't registered yet. I'm just. Yep. Sure enough. War
Yep.
Machine out of the picture. So
There he goes.
what was the point of that? Why War Machine with such prejudice
Uh,
in this game?
War Machine is a character that can punch way above his weight. And if you leave him alive with a lot of power, which was the case here, then he can do some tremendous damage with an all you got. Basically spraying down Jacob's entire team, possibly taking out 2 or 3 characters. He could probably have activated immediately and taken out
Hmm.
possibly both Okoye and Hawkeye, or Okoye and Valkyrie, or perhaps even finding a sweet spot to tag them all 3. Um, he just has a ton of options to deal loads of damage, especially when he gets to use his spender to
Okay.
finish things off.
Patrick used the SAM affiliation ability to move Vision further away from Modoc outside of 4 and
Yep.
remove the Incinerate at the same time.
Making
Uh,
it slightly easier to get out of the rivals bubble that is currently on Vision.
yeah, right. And Pat now weighing up who Vision can go after. Seems like he can tag, well, all
Yeah,
of the characters.
ooh, looks like he's got a sweet, sweet
Beam.
beam there, possibly tagging all 3 characters. Um,
I think that's just
Hawkeye
one.
is in cover, but he can easily throw that tractor before doing his spray, so his beam. So yeah,
I would have thought all 3 were on there. But, I don't know. I thought I saw the model move, but hey, I wasn't paying that close attention.
looking for the angle.
Yeah,
Maybe he got it. Maybe he doesn't.
yeah. You certainly got to. I think he's going to go after Valkyrie. I mean, that would be my what I would want to do.
Possibly. Um, Hawkeye is weaker to energy attacks.
Sure, but who's going to be causing more trouble? You know.
Um, Hawkeye can, of course, maybe Pat doesn't want to put damage on Hawkeye in order to keep him from being able to jump
Yeah.
and double tap Sam,
Right.
possibly.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a very good point.
But it's hard to tell whether Pat could get. I certainly think he would want the 3 model spray, 3 model beam if he could. Maybe they will use a table judge. Maybe there is, if there is one.
Yeah, I think War Machine has
Looks
it.
like he is throwing Okoye into Valkyrie there.
Yep, as his first opportunity.
Yeah. Oof. No
Ooh,
blocks on the dodge roll. Now Vision is in a great position to possibly daze two
ooh,
characters.
ooh. I don't know. Now I'm feeling pretty bad for Jacob's chances.
Yeah, killing War Machine is definitely a step in the right direction for him.
Hmm.
And he still has his heavy hitters.
That's
Modok
true.
has gone, but not Strange. And Valkyrie can do tons of damage, but she is likely to daze now. Although the person next to her is Okoye, so
She can
she
take
will
all of it.
only.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just hit first, though, right? With the
Yeah,
you hit
yeah.
Okoye first.
So if she manages to survive one beam, then Valkyrie will only take one attack unless Pat uses all you got, which means that she might survive and then she can. But now we're seeing a counter bid rivals into Modok.
Hmm. So who is it on? Modok?
It's on Modok,
Yeah. Okay.
which can be seen at in the streaming overlay. Um,
Oh, oh yeah. That.
right,
I meant to
seems
say. I
like
also noticed a new
ooh, that
vision.
is not a very good attack roll from Pat.
Oh God, four blanks. Ugh.
Yeah, so one damage, and oh, that's a nice block. Possibly it was Okoye.
Yeah, Okoye, but she doesn't have enough power, unless Jacob hasn't given it yet. But doesn't have enough power to bodyguard.
She should have because she's powered up and she's taken one damage from being thrown.
Or maybe he's already paid for it. Oh.
He paid for Bitter Rival. She paid for Bitter Rivals earlier. Yeah, maybe she went down to zero.
Hmm.
That is.
So maybe that's not so bad. Strange has
It's
been
bad.
helping
Yeah.
them both out, though. Strange has been giving them extra defense
Hmm.
dice. And Pat's got a decent roll there, four hits
Yeah,
against.
for sure. Including
Yep,
one set power.
yep. So he's knocked out
Dazed. Yeah.
Okoye. No, knocked her out.
Knocked her out. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your philosophy, Huggy? Do you tend to go after Okoye just to get her out of the picture so then actually then focus on what you're trying to do with the rest of the characters on your opponent's
Um,
side?
It depends on the board state, obviously. It depends on where the extracts are. In this particular crisis, I think it's mainly about which characters do I have the chance to daze. Because at this point, I think it's about reducing the number of activations that Jacob has at his disposal so that he can make good use of his strength in numbers. Pat, that is.
Hmm.
And forcing Jacob to either activate early and then let Pat have multiple activations in a row, but at the end of the turn, or forcing Jacob to pass early and then letting Pat take the initiative, even though he does not have priority.
Yeah. So good activation by Vision. Got a lot of work done.
Yeah, Vision
Um,
is a very, very strong character.
Basically took out Okoye from the picture and did quite a bit of damage on Valkyrie. He honestly could have done more, right? But didn't roll very well. But
Mhm.
you know,
Valkyrie being alive is huge here because she has the chance to Days Vision. Problem is now that a lot of characters on Pat's side has gotten up to uh, pretty high amounts of power. So field dressing
he's on the table.
is on the table, and there are many, many angles uh, for him to get to use it if Jacob should Days Vision.
So I wanted to shout out Llama, who does a lot of work on the mod here, and just noticed that Division in his phased mode is actually the actual model is also kind of like in a translucent state, make it easy to see which phase he's in. So hats off to Llama. I also noticed that when War Machine earlier had activated, but then became dazed, I noticed that his little head figure had the little days figure on it, but then a activated token also showed up next to the face of the character on this overhead display. So you could tell that not only was it days, but it had also activated, which is just brilliant programming.
Yeah. I also love Captain Marvel's binary form, which
Mm.
the model starts glowing,
Yes, and we should be
which is
seeing that more often now because
yeah, for sure.
I can't wait. The soft reboots happening in November is going to be amazing for the game. It's going to be so
Yes,
exciting.
he looks rather more compelling in both Avengers and A Force now.
Ms. Marvel, she, right?
Yeah,
So he, yeah,
Captain Marvel.
yeah.
Uh,
Sorry, Captain Marvel. Yeah, yeah. Still female. All right. So Okoye got whacked by
Hawkeye
Hawkeye.
there. Yep.
So and so we're using the Sam moved ability to get Enchantress right up on the point, it looks like. I would have thought she'd go against the researcher maybe a little bit as well, just for insurance. But he wants, well, okay, yep, yeah, sure enough.
One thing here is that now Enchantress. This now we're witnessing the power of the Sam leadership because what will happen now is that Pat is moving Enchantress forwards. We're still in Jacob's activation. Then Pat will be able to activate Enchantress. He will be able to Siren's Call Strange in front of MODOK. Then he will probably be able to beam
Mm,
all three characters
mm.
4 times with all you got, and basically ending the round, if not the game.
Yeah. Well, well, he beamed them and then also moved them all with kisses or whatever it's called to the like
But
to
he
far away. But he's
looks like
elected to
he
move
moved.
Sam
Yeah,
instead.
interesting. So he's looking to put some attacks into Doctor Strange during his next activation when Hawkeye has finished.
That's really interesting
Yeah.
because
Now Hawkeye has the power to jump,
yeah.
should he want to.
Oh. But attacking Strange gives him power, which of course lets him help heal, or give the extra defensive dice.
It does, but it also pushes him if he does damage.
Okay, got it. That'd be good. Pushes away, or is it
Away.
away? Mhm.
So he'd be getting further away from the researcher.
Sure. But he'd also be blocked by this tank. He wouldn't be moved very far.
I think it's quite easy to move him along the tank there.
Yeah, you have
Remember
to
that
move
he
Sam.
has a 90-degree angle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Looks like some discussion happening. Mm, let's see. Hawkeye still hasn't finished the activation. Here it goes. He's
Oh, here he's jumping.
the jump question is where.
He wants to get outside of 3 of MODOK to
Oh,
not
bitter
be,
rivals.
be a bitter rival. Looks like he's taking aim on Enchantress. Um,
That's pretty good
Finding some cover there.
for a Hawkeye. Being able to get rid of the bitter rivals and still be able to double tap. Good job.
Unfortunately, he does not have the power to lower Enchantress' defense, so this will be a 5 against 5 die attack. He can pay 1 to put Hex on her, should he do a damage.
All right, fair enough.
Maybe that's what he's aiming for. Because Enchantress is very, very dangerous to both MODOK and Valkyrie.
Yeah, Koi is out of the picture as well, so he could definitely go after. Oh, he went after. It looks like he went after Vision though, because Vision can
Yes, who
switch.
rapid faced
Yeah.
into physical form.
hmm I don't know. I
See
don't
what
know.
happens here. Ooh, that is a good attack roll. 2 crits, but it's all an equally good block.
Yeah, yeah,
Oof.
yeah.
Yeah. 3
Jacob
blocks and 3. Yeah, that's
Jacob
so
didn't want to
no
see that.
damage.
Yeah.
but only he gets to put a condition on Vision, which is shock. Good choice.
Okay. Yeah. He has two power still, so he could still phase again for.
Yep, but this was Hawkeye's second attack, so
Oh, okay.
now we're
What was
seeing
the first one?
Sam
What was the first one?
Okoye, which he dazed.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Boy, I'm losing track of stuff. Okay.
And now Sam apparently throws his shield into Doctor Strange.
Mm, Bit of rivals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he also rolled the wild, so he will be able to do a ricochet attack into either Modok or Valkyrie. I would assume Valkyrie, since she can be pushed if she takes damage, which Modok can't because he is size 4.
The
But first, we
ricochet's distance 3, is it?
yes.
Oh,
And the funny thing is that he can choose whether he wants to do the push or the ricochet first. So he can push a character into position, and then from that position,
yeah, ricochet.
yeah,
All right.
it
Uh,
is a ridiculously powerful attack.
yeah. You're going back to this ability of Sam. I competitive players will always tell you that action, out of activation movement is the like probably the strongest type of activity in a game.
Hmm.
Now, usually they're talking about it in negative terms, like if you get to move somebody when they've already finished, or even if they haven't. But basically, out of that activation, you move them. But Sam is quite the opposite because not only do you get that kind of power, but you do so when you're controlling it for yourself. So you get to make the choice of the distance.
Yes.
All right, looks like Valkyrie took 2 hits, didn't quite daze her. Lucky for Jacob in that one, quite lucky. Off that ricochet, but the ricochet also pushes the secondary target.
Yes, it
Oof,
does.
man.
So it can heavily influence a board state. And it is a 4 dice attack that ignores cover, which makes it deceptively dangerous, especially with bitter rivals on the table. So do not let yourself be deceived by the fact that it is a 4 dice attack. It is extremely powerful. And now I think we're seeing a charge from Sam for
Yeah.
another attack to push Strange even further away.
Oh my goodness. How many points is Sam? Is he 4?
3.
Unbelievable. Maybe he'll get a
He-
nerf in the soft reset.
I don't know. He was just released.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know.
There will probably be some natural predators coming his way before too long.
Hulkbuster.
Possibly. Or something else that we haven't seen yet.
Hulk.
Hulk will certainly be popular.
Looks like Sam's still going.
Yes, and he rolled the ricochet again.
So Modok took another hit.
Yeah,
Took a hit. First hit. But it looks like he dazed
he
Strange.
dazed Strange, yeah.
Okay.
Casually dazed Strange with 2 4 dice attacks.
God.
This is not looking well for Jacob at all.
No, no, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be very impartial about this, but I think Strange lost his power, right? So he didn't help himself.
And he was also a bit rivaled, and um, yeah. So Jacob is passing, apparently.
Sad enough. Because all he's got left is Valkyrie, way back in the boonies.
Yeah,
I don't think she's even contesting that portal.
no, no, she got pushed. So Possibly Modoc is within 2 of Strange for field dressing, maybe?
He's got all you got in field dressing on the table. Modoc certainly has the power for it. This is Pat measuring, though. Pat's got his Hawkeye, his Enchantress still to go.
Yep. And Jacob has passed.
Hawkeye does have Hook Arrow on the table.
He's certainly looking to get that last damage onto Valkyrie. And as things stand, I really can't see Pat not scoring the researcher as well as the middle point this round, taking him to 8 points.
Just like you were saying earlier, but this would be a bad circumstance.
Yes. So the winner of this game will be at 4-0 in the league, so only needing one more win to qualify for the cut, while the loser will be at 3-1 and still have the chance to grab 2 more wins to still qualify. So
Absolutely.
it's not the end of the world. Um,
You're really writing Jacob off, though, Huggy.
I'm
So
not,
bad.
but I'm not writing the well. Let's. It's not looking too good at the moment, um, but inevitably, a player will lose this game.
Yeah, but none of them are necessarily out of the running. That has to be much harder for them. They've got
Yeah,
2 games ahead of them.
I mean a
Um,
field dressing on Strange here, and Strange can heal himself with Oster's Refuge, and then he will only be at 2 damage, so which is not too bad, and he has the possibility to maybe daze Sam with some lucky dice, possibly. So let's not write him off. Although things will get more difficult if Enchantress decides to move Modoc away to put that field dressing out of the question.
just asking the chat if anybody thinks that Sam get tweaked in the soft reset. Be curious to see what people think. Meanwhile, what's going on this table, Jacob? What's going on? He's thinking about it. Maybe he's trying to figure out how to do this field dressing. What does he do with Strange? Take out Sam? Go after Enchantress?
Um, Taking out Sam is certainly a very good thing to do, because he will inevitably have priority next round. So Jacob, that is. So that would give him the possibility to KO Sam, but the problem then might be that Okoye will wake up and bodyguard, but he can use the bolts of bedevilment to push Sam away from Okoye before he is dazed, if he's lucky. But maybe he's not within 4 currently. So that means he would have to use a move first and then only do 1 attack.
Yeah. Somebody, Jester, my buddy from Connecticut, said he might all you got Valkyrie to take out
Yep,
Enchantress. You know?
certainly a possibility. But then that would give priority to Pat.
Hmm. Yeah.
He has enough power to get onto the researcher, even without all you got. So charge takes him down to 6. Then a Warrior of Legend Dragon Fang takes him down to 1. So I guess there's a choice between using a normal strike with Warrior of Legend. Maybe he probably needs the Dragon Fang to one-shot Enchantress.
Hmm. Now's the moment because Okoye is off the table, Pat Okoye.
Hmm.
Um, and he's got power to go
I
to
He's looking at moving to the
portal play. Yeah, nice
portal.
move.
Yeah, that saves him a power.
What's with the short though? Is that it's not a card? Why is he moving?
Good question.
He doesn't. Nobody else is doing this for, right?
He's not slow.
Can't
He
charge
doesn't
and
have.
then pour, right? Because you're interrupting the move.
Yeah, but he is doing a regular move,
Sure.
portal, and then just a normal attack.
Yeah. Okay. It's just maybe I got confused about the short for some reason. He's
It
using
still
short.
saves him 1 power because jumping through the portal is 1 power and that charge is 2.
Sure. And he needed both actions to get up into
Yes,
range.
yes.
Okay. Makes sense.
So now he can do a now he actually can do a Warrior of Legend Dragon Fang and pay 2 to lower Enchantress defense, making it quite possibly to one-shot her. Quite possible.
Yeah. And not having to use all you got.
Mm.
Big roll if this is going to happen.
Yeah,
As we know, Llama's got these dice fixed in TTS. They don't roll like normal dice,
mm.
as everyone on the internet knows. Oh, yeah, here it comes. Good call, Huggy.
Then again,
I'm just killing the
uh,
dice. If anybody does exclamation point dice in the Discord server for TTS, they will see the results of, I think, over a million different rolls that the computer has done against what the statistical probability are, and it's amazingly close.
fantastic.
Except when I play, because Lom something out for me. That bastard.
This is a little. This situation is. There's a little bit. It's a little bit of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if Jacob needs to daze Enchantress here in order to score the researcher and not let Pat have it, um, but looks like he got the wild, um, so it's gonna trigger the flurry.
Perfect. That's what he wanted.
Looks like he one shot no, only 5. Didn't he use Warrior of Legend?
Well, I see 3, 4. God, he
With
rolled
Warrior
some.
of Legend, it would have been 6 damage there. So obviously not.
He rolled
But if he had succeeded, then uh, Pat does not have any activations left, and then he would be getting priority for next round, and then he can do some crazy all you got play with either Vision or Enchantress, and pretty much putting Jacob on the spot anyway. So, and as it stands, if Jacob does not daze Enchantress here, then Pat will simply Siren's Call or
Yeah.
kill Valkyrie and
So
score the researcher uh, with leisure.
Valkyrie's just throwing her right now. Do the last point.
Yeah, yeah. I I'm actually having a hard time judging which option is best. I suppose throwing Vision into Enchantress might be.
Oh yeah, and
But
get rid
then
of the
Vision,
second one.
but then Vision will be able to move back with the leadership.
Oh,
Or no, he has used there's
used
an
it already. Yeah,
Avengers
yeah.
token on it, so can't use it.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
But maybe Hawkeye would reach the researcher with a short move.
Sure. You could throw her against Hawkeye. Do that.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
Um, so that would daze Enchantress, but it's can't daze Hawkeye because it's only 3 damage and he has 4 left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Pat safe.
Vision is in enhanced density, which is the 5 physical defense form.
Yeah. Yeah. If you look at
Okay.
carefully the model, you see it's like very opaque now. Like it's in the the energy mode. It'll be actually translucent on the table, which is
Yep.
another way to look at it. I find that easier now to look at than the token next to the heads up thing.
So it appears that there will be no scoring of the researcher this round, keeping the score at 1 versus 1, so 5-2.
Okay, so managed
Uh,
to hold it together.
yeah,
He's not in a terrible position for round three.
no. Letting Pat have giving priority to Pat here is very, very dangerous because both Vision and Enchantress can do some stupid things with all you got.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna
Basically,
take a break for Hugo for 1 second. I'll be back in a moment. But carry
all
on.
right. So apparently Jacob did not score a point there because MODOK was slightly off his home secure, and he is not incinerated either as a consequence of that. So 5-1 to Pat, who will be having priority here. Question is if he moves in for the kill immediately, or if he decides to make things difficult for Jacob and activate Sam and push things. He's certainly able to do the last point of damage to Valkyrie, should he decide to do that. There are a ton of options for Pat here. Jumping with Hawkeye to maybe do a couple of attacks into Strange, possibly KOing him with an all you got could be a decent play. Measuring 3 from Strange currently, possibly seeing where Valkyrie can get pushed without ending up within 3 of Strange for Oshtur's Refuge. Although for her to be pushed, she would have needed to take the last point of damage,
I'm back.
making that.
What did I
Welcome.
miss? What did I miss?
You missed nothing, just some measuring from
Perfect.
Pat.
There you go. So
Looks like he's considering an Enchantress activation with some sort of Mega Beam shenanigans. And this has to be a vision throw being measured in throwing Valkyrie, seeing if it can get an angle into Hawkeye there.
looks like it could. Because you
Yeah.
ignore yourself when you throw.
Yeah. So he only has to find possibly bumping the tractor there. Ooh. Yeah. Maybe he
No,
bumped.
it's
Yep.
good. No, it's good. Look at it. I think it's good. You
It
just missed the wheel.
appears. Yeah. It appears he eyeballed it. So Valkyrie
Woo!
dazes.
Nice one.
Hawkeye has to dodge at
He,
least 2.
he's pretty good at dodging. Come on, Hawkeye. You
He
don't get.
dodges 2,
Yep, nice
possibly
one.
3. Yeah, takes 1, but now Vision still has his 2 actions
Sure.
to use.
But he's got the tractor. Hawkeye's got the tractor. He's
He
hiding
does.
behind. He's hiding.
I don't know if he's outside of 2.
Oh, for cover.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good question.
It looks slightly out of two, but
It
it's
does.
not. It's not evident.
Yeah. Man, what a game so far.
Yeah. Looks like we're seeing a yeah. 4 dice. Vision currently has one less attack die due to shock. But then again, Hawkeye only has 2 energy defense,
Yeah, that's not good.
and it appears that Pat rolled
Ooh,
3 hits
he's
into
outside. He's
one.
got cover. He does have cover.
Yes, but he only had 1 point of damage, so
Yeah,
that was
that was inevitable.
yeah.
Hawkeye has no business being that high, but needs
Vision still
must.
has 1 action to go.
Is it meant to be within her, you think?
It looked like Sam turned green from the within range indicator there.
Hmm.
Vision has ended his activation.
Okay.
Perhaps there were 2 attacks, but we
I
only.
Jacob only has his headers
Oh,
now.
yeah.
And I'm just taking
Modoc
a
and
look.
Strange.
So Okoye is injured.
Yeah. Problem now is that Okoye will protect will be protecting Sam here.
Yeah, and Enchantress, either one. She's got loads of power. Maybe he has to take out Okoye first. Oh, and he's got to move first before attacking.
There's always the all you got Modoc
That's
shenanigans.
pretty desperate at this stage, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but letting Pat have priority cost Jacob 2 characters.
Yeah. I am terrible at that priority kind of calculation bit. So lately I've been playing Sin 7 or Sin's uh, things. So
In which case, it's just not an issue.
it's not an
You,
issue.
you just embrace the thought of never having priority.
Precisely.
Yeah, yeah.
Simple
I
fact.
actually think that's. I mean, if that is something you're finding trouble with, then obviously that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how's that been working out for you?
Well, it's been great, really, actually. Um,
Fantastic.
yeah. I people I mean it's somewhat similar to Sam. Sam's I think is more powerful because as we said, movement out of activation movement is so powerful.
Yes.
However, the killing power of the Sin 7 list is remarkable. Um, and so my problem is I focus so much on the killing, I kind of let the scenario get away from me.
Yeah.
But that's just because I'm not playing it as well as I should have. But it's been really
You
nice
could
actually.
make sure to have slower crises in your
Yeah,
roster.
yeah. I'm sad to report that that is the case, but nonetheless, I still sometimes let it get out of hand. But mostly because I mean my choice is fine. It's they'll choose a faster one, and I need to
Yeah.
pay closer attention to it. But anyhow, um, okay. So Modoc has moved up. He's looking at he could swing at anybody. At this point, all three. Hell, he could do Doomsday Chair. Nobody remembers to do Doomsday. They don't like spending that power.
We're not seeing any power spent yet.
No. I mean,
Um,
you're not gonna all you got Modoc, right? Maybe, but not so early in the game. Not with 1 point on the board. I mean, unless he could really take out, like literally knock out Hawkeye, Enchantress, and Okoye somehow. That
yeah,
might be worth it. That might be worth it.
for sure.
Oop, looks like they're trying to do some special measurements.
Sam was dazed there.
Yeah, Sam. He must have shot Sam. I'm not sure
And
why.
Okoye did not bodyguard it.
Huh. Maybe because Pat wanted the movement.
Possibly. He can also he can quite easily field dress Sam at a later stage as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Enchantress sure as I can. She's got 10 power.
Currently, I think that the Sam spam is just so incredibly powerful in comparison to other rosters. But that might not be because of them being overpowered. It might be because they are the first step into a new meta, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
We don't know what's going to come out. We've seen Hulkbuster. We're seeing some new X-Men. We're seeing with Rogue and Gambit, and we're seeing Convocation. Um, Maybe it's just that they are ahead of
Oh,
the meta
all you got.
development currently.
He's just, you're right.
Yep,
Just
all
mention
you got,
all
Modoc.
you got.
Yeah,
Who's he going after? Is the
drastic
question.
times call for drastic measures
We'll hop into their room after the game's over, Huggy.
for sure.
Okay. Because I'd be curious to see Jacob's point here. Why he decided to do it now. Because gosh, Modoc's got literally one hit point on him only. He's only taken one hit point. That is a big loss of points. Looks like a throw in order. You throw the
Yeah,
tank.
the tank, the size 3 tank, not a bad idea.
Yeah, throw it to
Enchantress,
Enchantress.
who
Okay.
is quite bad at dodging,
Yep.
or Okoye, hoping to daze her before going to town on Enchantress with Doomsday Chairs.
Hmm.
So we're seeing a dodge roll on.
No. He's rolling a hit, doesn't he? Hasn't he? Patrick
Slight
nudged him.
lag on the dice tray, it seems.
Okay. I see two.
It looks like Jacob was rolling an attack here.
Yeah, looks like two
So,
crits.
so not throwing,
No,
saving the throw for later.
just spent a bunch of re-rolls, I think, too.
Yeah. How many defense die are Pat rolling?
He hasn't rolled any yet.
Ah,
I mean, it's all zeros to me anyway. He's rolled five. Three crits, though. Oop, looked like one blank went away. I'm not sure what's going on. Must be some lag.
Pierce that. Oh, three crits on that defense roll.
Jesus.
Oof.
That's the second time now that Pat's had to roll against Jacob. A key attack of Jacob's done.
Yeah. So it looks like Okoye was the one who took that attack, taking one damage. That is,
That's
ouch.
very ugly. Modoc's got two power. This is another psionic attack. The thing about Modoc attacking Enchantress normally, well, he could pay to change the attack form. I mean, his beam is psionics, is Mick, and Enchantress, is great against mystic attacks, but he could change it with the defender's ability.
Two power being spent for rerolls. Two crits for Pat again.
Oh my God, four skulls.
Oh,
Oh, poor Jim. This
yeah.
is this is you don't want to see this. This isn't good for Betty. Ah, yep, and that's a day's Modoc who did nothing. Man, you must be really reeling that.
He did daze Sam, but
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is not gonna do it.
You need to do a hell of a lot more work for
Yeah,
giving a
and
one
the
hit point.
problem now is that if Pat can daze or KO Strange here, then there will be no field dressing on Modoc, and then
Yeah,
if Strange is dead, if Strange dies, then
it's over.
then it's over. Yeah,
Yep. And so all you've got is on the table for Pat, which is what you're alluding to. He could get entrenches up there and do 3 attacks.
yeah. Or he could jump with Hawkeye and probably do 4.
Yeah, Strange is tough. One of the chat guys, I think that's Colin. Hey, Colin, was saying he can tank pretty well, and I can tell you that because I played against Coddle in London. I had Sin Crossbones with Dark Rain up, and then Sin using the All You Got, uh, and I couldn't take on
Yeah,
Strange, and it really pissed me off. Something fierce.
it's true that he is quite tough. Absolutely.
Is that within 3? I assume it is.
Yeah, it's within 3. I'm not sure why he wanted to give Strange cover there. Maybe because he could just have used Siren's Call to get him out of cover. Maybe he's just hoping to sap and don't do damage or move him away from it all.
Yeah, take it
Yeah.
easy about it.
Yep. Yeah, just attacking him once, Siren's calling him away, forcing him to spend his precious actions on movement instead of attacks, which in the end is gonna net Pat the win here.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Pass from Jacob.
Yeah, look at Strange. It's not even on the screen anymore.
Uh,
So yeah, go for the easy play. Don't bother with dice when you don't need to.
um, now there we might see a field dressing on Sam here. Yeah, and then a charge to push Strange further away.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Sploosh is saying
Yep.
Strange is on a trip to Africa. I think it's
Yeah.
more like Antarctica at this point. If Sam he's in Africa now, but Sam's gonna push him over the Cape of Good Hope into Antarctica. Oh,
Sam Wilson. What a guy.
this is very dirty, dirty gameplay. Yeah, long mover. Yep. Jacob has to just
Is
sit here and sap.
obviously aiming to
Oof.
aiming for 2 pushes here,
It's gonna move there and
or
get there.
possibly he's gonna do the red wing attack and then push him. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So probably it's a red wing assault here and
Red wing
not
assault.
a throw. And red wing assault only requires him to do damage in order to throw him short.
I'd like to see if GD Nerd is on the chat. I'd like to see maybe this would be a good blog post after watching this game. Maybe just recount it a little bit and see, give us some thoughts about Sam in the current meta and where it might change with the new meta.
Yeah, there's
Be
for certain a lot to say about Sam. Looks like Pat did 2 damage there. Strange could re-roll it all, I suppose. As long as Pat does 1 damage, he can throw Strange short, and then he gets to place within 2 with Sam. So Strange is headed for irrelevance.
Well, I mean, he's enjoying sightseeing, I
Mm,
guess. GD Nerd is on the chat. Yeah, dude, do a little blog post on this. Be interesting. I love your posts. And short and succinct and point. And you could use this game as an example because Jacob is no slouch. And I mean, look look what's happened to Strange. Ay, ay, ay.
yeah, this is tough. And then Sam got to place within 2 of his current position, and now he's throwing a shield at him as well, it seems, to add insult to injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think though, Huggy, in general? Do you think that the time of heavy hitter, like high threat value characters is the problem? Like, investing so many points. Because like I said, I played the Sin 6 Sin list. It's amazing just by virtue of having so many characters. Nothing more than that.
Um, I don't know. I think that a lot of I mean we'll have to see what happens with upcoming changes to the ban and restricted list. There are some cards that we've heard rumors about. All You've Got mainly, which is a card that, well, in this particular game, it has been used by Jacob and not by Pat, but it's a card that has such a huge impact on Sam Spam in particular, since they have very good beam attackers. They can basically uh, daze or KO an entire team in one activation with All You've Got, and that adds to their. It's basically um, normally when you do a swarm list, you do the concession that you're playing more characters, but at the same time weaker characters. It's as if in Sam Spam you're playing a lot of characters, but they're still strong characters.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. War Machine said it's three, right? Yeah, so I should think about putting him into my roster. I haven't purchased him yet because I've been trying not to buy stuff that I'm not going to use. Um, but maybe it'd be worth it.
Yeah,
Having said that, I'm honestly just waiting for the soft reset to see what changes are happening with all the characters that I already have painted up. It'd be nice to try some of the ones I've never seen the table.
yeah, yeah. For sure, it's going to be really interesting. Hulk looks tasty.
So, yeah, or Hulkbuster too, man.
Pass again from Jacob. Boy, moving up, possibly.
He's just putting him into a better bodyguard range.
Yeah, because this will not be the last turn. Obviously, Pat will um, quite likely score at least 4. And after this activation is done, Pat only has Hawkeye left to go, which means that um, no more passing for Jacob.
Right. Yeah.
He's placing Okoye so that she is within 2 of all of Jacob's characters, so that she will have Martial Artist, unless Jacob pays to make his attacks Mystic. in the next round.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well,
So we're
okay.
seeing
Strange moving forward with two of Sam.
taking care of Sam there.
What's Sam sitting on? Let's see. Oh, he dazed him.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And that was the end of that, I guess. And so, oh no, Sam affiliation ability triggers. He moves vision within two of Hawkeye.
Vision is now on full health
Full health and no cover for Hawkeye.
and no shock.
Yeah, that's right. No shock. Ugh. Ah. So who's next? Hawkeye? Yeah, Hawkeye is within one. No, wasn't. So he's going to go ahead and move over there. Doesn't have hook arrow, power for hook arrow. So he has to actually do the pedestrian thing and move, staying outside of four, but certainly within five.
Yep. Scoring them points.
Yeah, there's nothing else for him to do.
Yep. So it's going to be a 4-0.
Ugly.
9-1 for
Nine to
Pat.
one. 9-1. Bottom of three. It's moving into four. Jacob does have priority, so I guess. Oh God, Modoc is sitting on one power only.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna say, oh, okay, well you got to get Modoc going because he's dead otherwise. But man, what is he gonna do with one power?
There's also Valkyrie, who can explode
Yeah, she's sitting on
with
10.
Dragon Fangs,
Yeah.
triggering flurries.
She could take out Vision, Okoye.
Yeah. Researcher being moved towards Jacob's
Side.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, make it maybe end the game a little sooner.
And the thing is now that Pat still has all you got. So if either Enchantress or Vision is left alive after this activation, then they will be able to quite possibly KO both Valkyrie and Hawkeye. Maybe Modoc too.
Yeah.
And Okoye makes it very, very difficult for Jacob to kill both those characters. Um, there's a throw, of course, to get Okoye out of the way, or maybe even throwing her into a character. Modoc can also generate some power to use Battle the Willow Modoc, but he doesn't only have one power currently, so
Pat's still got Okoye on the table and power to do two bodyguards.
yeah.
So if he is just going to activate Valkyrie, it would be to take out Okoye, which seems like a shame.
Valkyrie can turn one of her characters, her attacks into a mystic, which is bad for Okoye. Maybe that's what we're seeing. We have now it's Probably Mo. No, it's a 5 dice attack. We haven't seen any power paid on Valkyrie.
Yeah, that's.
Could be Hawkeye.
Oh, okay.
Not sure who's attacking. Probably MODOK because he just added power to MODOK. Yes.
Okay. So he is worried about
So
losing him.
two damage to Okoye.
Still not very many.
Throwing that
Truck.
tank
Large
in
tank.
probably
Miss.
into Okoye then,
Yeah, I should hope
or
so.
Enchantress, possibly. Probably Okoye.
Koi, right?
Yeah,
Because I don't. He looks like Pat's lined it up so
yeah.
that he couldn't
There it
move.
is.
Yeah,
And
Koi.
here comes the Sam leadership,
Oh no.
setting up a perfect beam for Pat's next activation, probably.
Get Sam out of there.
Not possible.
No. So, Enchantress beaming, like you were saying, maybe. Yeah, he could move Enchantress just to the north of Modoc and take all three. Oh, what's this? Going after keeping the researcher company, maybe.
Yeah. And then Enchantress also has a throw, and that tractor is size 2, so she can put that into one of those characters, and then Clarence call MODOK and beam them all 3, 4 times with all you got. Easy peasy.
So that was one attack and a throw, right? Or did he do two attacks, Modoc?
It was one attack and a throw, so he still has one attack,
Hmm.
one action to go on MODOK.
Annoyingly, again, Enchantress and Vision both have excellent native Vision Mystic defense dice.
Yes, and
Hmm.
MODOK doesn't have any power to change his attack type.
Oh dear.
So his dice will need to be very hot.
Yeah. Let's
So
see.
Vision apparently gets it.
Mm,
That is
four hits.
a good block roll for Pat.
Again, another good block roll. Ugh.
So 5, very good attack roll, but also good block roll. So 3 damage to Vision, which is only feeding him power as
Yeah.
things are.
Yep. Now, Modoc does have power to do something.
Yep.
He can't
He
can't
he
throw.
can jump through the portal, and he can use Bow to the Will of MODOK to displace um, Enchantress, for example.
Enchantress. Yeah.
But
Yep.
then Pat has he just has so many options to respond to this.
Yeah.
If he moves, if MODOK moves Enchantress out of the way, then Vision can still activate and kill both Valkyrie and Hawkeye. If he gets Vision out of the way, Enchantress can do the same. If he gets them both out of the way, he still has Hawkeye, who can put 4 attacks into something with all you've got. Sam is also not fooling around, as we've seen.
Looks like bow off of Vision,
Yeah.
seeing if he can save Valkyrie from getting beamed. Oh, Jacob's really having to think hard here about which to bow.
Yeah, it's basically, unfortunately, it's once again, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Mm,
So it's just about which option does he want the least? Which option is least bad?
yeah, the least bad, which is what Pat is for, isn't it? He just gives you bad options, and you have to
Yeah.
pick the least Bad one.
So this play from Jacob certainly makes it hard for Enchantress to kill all three characters in one activation, unless she rolls hot. I don't know if MODOK got into within one of the portal there. It looks as though he did not, but I maybe might be wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it though, from where I'm seeing standing.
So it seems that Pats is saving Enchantress for later, moving up Vision, and now probably throwing Jacob's characters into each other.
Boom.
Question is whether he's throwing. Seems that Hawkeye is being thrown into Valkyrie. He is the one with the best physical defense, so
It makes
I
sense.
guess that makes sense, yes.
Yep.
And Jacob is blocking one, so taking two on Valkyrie,
Yeah.
which is maxed out on power. So
Yeah. But now
Vision
Vision
has.
can actually attack. Yeah,
Yep,
he can do his attacks now.
time for the beam. Let's see if he does enough damage from only that. Ooh, three. Yeah, that's not gonna.
3 crits though. Yeah.
Oh, there was Valkyrie. Yeah, so she's knocked out.
Oh,
Maybe he doesn't even need to use all you got. Maybe,
yeah.
maybe
Just do it natively.
one attack is enough. Uh, Slightly less impressive attack roll this time. Only 2 hits, but only one,
Oh,
0 blocks on the other hand.
oof.
So and there's the all you got.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Just put it to bed.
Yeah.
Okay. Hawkeye is now out as well. Oh
Yep.
God.
And Vision
And
has one action left to go. He can portal up next to Modok, yes, uh, and
Oh,
do
oh,
a. Uh,
throw
can he afford his?
pipes?
No, he can't throw Modok. He's too big.
No, 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 the
And
pipes.
it's yeah, but he already threw.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's one beam into Modok.
Yeah,
That's what he can achieve here.
sure. Well, that could be plenty.
Or a spender. I
He's out
didn't
of
couldn't see if he had
he
enough power for that, but
I think he's out of
yeah.
power. A lot of hands flying around the screen. Everybody's really agitated right now. But I mean, he could actually take out Modok. Modok is sitting
Looks
on.
like he is doing the spender. He's rolling 7 dice here for the Synthesoid Avenger, which means that Jacob does not get to add crit results to its defense rolls and cannot add additional dice.
Oh,
Uh, and that is three,
not a good
so
roll. Not a good
two
roll.
damage
It's
into Modok. Yeah, no,
yeah, not a good roll. But I
not
mean,
not a very bad roll
not
either.
a
I mean,
it's
three
mediocre.
successes, 3 successes out of 7 is close to average, but
Sure,
slightly less than you hope for,
sure.
obviously.
Um, yeah. And so because Vision uh, dazes, he gets to activate Sam's ability still, which is kind of
Yep.
crazy. I just don't understand that. You should be an enemy effect, you know? Anyhow, Hawkeye decides to move up that movement.
It's an incredible synergy. Bob is hilarious with Sam
Yeah,
Spam
yeah. Bob is
because
a you could
he
just
dies
do it
all the
on
time.
all the time. I know. You just do it on demand for yourself.
It's like Strange is attacking Sam, trying to finish him off.
That's possible.
Yeah, doesn't look. Oh,
Ooh, 3 hits.
yeah.
And a
And
hex.
a hex, yeah.
He probably, what's his mystic defense, Sam's? He probably moved it to
3.
mystic. Three. Oh, yes, three across the board, isn't it? So he's probably just
Yeah.
looking for the hex. And now the movement. But I mean, Enchantress now is going to take Modoc, right?
Yeah, especially since she gets to move with the leadership one last time when Sam dies.
Yeah.
She has already used it this round.
Yeah,
All
but
of uh, all
yeah,
of Pat's characters have used it, so
but it doesn't
yeah.
matter. I think she's with me.
But Strange still has to do 2 damage to Sam. I would expect to see a Crimson Bands of Sidorak here for
Yeah,
the Mystic, because otherwise Sam will be using his Vibranium Shield, and then it's not at all uh,
certain.
very certain. Yeah.
But it looks like he's moving him instead.
Yeah, trying to
Yeah.
get him within 3 of Modoc to possibly help him survive Enchantress now that all you
Oh,
got has gone.
okay. So he gave himself power off of Sam, and now he's going to try
But
to.
as we know, Enchantress will just Siren's
Move
Call
him.
Modoc
Yeah,
out of 3.
that's right.
He might get it within 2 to heal him
Once.
with Osh's Refuge. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's it. He's probably healing him, but still, you're talking about Modoc's injured side. He's got 4 hit points.
yeah, yeah, and no longer ignores wilds on damage rolls. It's yeah, looks like he's
Yeah, good enough.
got it somehow. Yep, there's the heal.
Yeah, good. Huggy. Not sure how much that's going to help, but yeah. I mean,
Nah, me neither. But
because you could
and
take
Sam has
Sam, you could take Sam off the table, and then you wouldn't have all the movement shenanigans left. But maybe it doesn't matter anymore. I don't know.
nah, because this gives Modoc a possibility to survive. Although now Pat will have 3 activations in a row, so mm,
Hmm,
I'm having a hard time seeing Modoc survive this.
yeah. Oh, there it
Yep,
is.
he's
Move.
Siren's Call. Goodbye, Strange.
Yeah. Move Modoc.
The field. So just why not? And then he's paying 3 to throw the tractor into Modoc, it seems, with
Gets rid of
Hell
the
Hath
cover.
No Fury.
Cover at the same time.
Yep.
Amazing.
Well, he's too close for cover and too big for cover, so
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So it has to be same size, right? Or bigger.
yeah,
No, use mm, for cover. Mm,
for cover. And also he's within 2.
yeah, it was within two, sure. Yeah, sploosh, pretty much it. It's a massacre. I mean, at this point, Pat could either just farm points or try to take out Strange and win that way.
He can quite easily put 4 attacks into Strange. I actually think that it's quite likely that we will see a wipeout.
Yeah, yeah. I just think it might be easier to just, or, more assured. There goes Modoc.
Yep.
More sure to farm points, but when you've got so many characters still to go, maybe.
And he has such a big lead that he's certainly gonna auto win by the end of round 6.
Yeah,
Either way, and yeah, it's this game is over and has
yeah,
been, if we're honest,
yeah.
for quite some time. But
I'd say even
we just
two.
doing the
Just doing the cleaning up the loose ends.
yeah, doing the paperwork, filing the paperwork.
Yeah, we're filing the paperwork. Oh my God. Yeah, I would say at the end of round two, the game was pretty much done,
Yeah.
which is really sad. I mean, like we said, Jacobs has been he's a good player. He's been preparing for this. They just finished a podcast about it. So clearly he had a plan in mind for this. I saw two dice rolls, crucial dice rolls for him that didn't go his way, more because Pat rolled really good defense. But other than those two, over the balance of the game, he was never up. He was not in command.
Yeah, he needed some really crucial things to go his way, but uh, then it feels like Pat was not at all hinging on individual situations in any way close to that. Avengers with Sam always has more options when some are taken away, which comes down to a really strong suite of affiliated characters. Sam, Vision, Hawkeye, War Machine are just pure gold.
Yeah, I've played against Pat with this list in London in real life, and he plays this particular lineup a lot, and you can see why. I did have a note about he squad. I wanted to mention to the chat. Let's see here. Where are you? There he is.
Hulkbuster must be new.
Uh, he cut Ant-Man, Medusa, and added Y and Hulkbuster.
There it is.
Any reasons why?
So, um,
Hawkeye put
um,
conditions on some of the big boys, maybe?
yeah, and Pat. We all know Pat just loves Hawkeye, and he has been valuable in this game as well. Hulkbuster is for certain matchups. I think I'm not sure which ones. Perhaps Brotherhood, maybe.
I heard he's good
Um,
against Sam Spam. Like maybe in the mirror he would take him. Don't know.
yeah, possibly. But Sam Spam is rarely. I mean, Hulkbuster is good against throws with the leadership.
Hmm.
And Sam Spam is not particularly well. There's Vision, I guess.
And Valkyrie. Well, not Valkyrie. Yeah, that's not throw. Right. Vision.
Enchantress has throw. Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Turn five, 13 to 1. And we
yeah.
have Doc Strange on the board. Looks like oh no, he's moving the token. Oh, now the token is going to be on the evac point, which gives him 4 points rather than just two, which
As
of
long
course
as
is
he's contesting it as well as it contesting the evac point.
right.
Otherwise, it's only 2 points.
And who does he have
Only two.
still on the healthy side? Anybody?
Um,
Nobody.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye?
Hawkeye.
Okay. I can't tell the colors because I'm colorblind,
Yeah.
so uh, I will trust you.
Hawkeye
So
is healthy. Enchantress and Vision are injured.
he just needs to let Hawkeye be the last one to go on to that point.
Yeah.
And he could win.
But Strange is far, far away on the edge of the world.
I think he's back in Africa though. I think he was in Antarctica, but I think he's made his way back
Yeah.
into a warmer continent.
Strange is shocked by got shocked by Hawkeye's arrow last round as well. So that's yeah.
Hmm.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, Pat is an amazing player. Anybody who needs to watch how to play a game, you can watch Pat's games. And the reason I mention that is just how he's controlled um, Strange this entire game.
For sure.
So I don't know what his plan is to finish this off. I mean, is Jacob trying to go first?
I think he's considering his options.
Hmm. Sam, yeah. Sam's down here now.
which are not numerous.
Yeah, the least bad again of very bad options.
Yeah.
He's spending a lot of points for something. Not sure what. Oh, he healed himself. And I'm gonna move. Doesn't even contest the researcher. So you see this the lab coat billowing out now. Do you see what I mean? People
Yep.
thinking it's a lady wearing a skirt or a dress.
So Strange has healed himself.
Yeah, heal himself, moved forward, and not sure what else. Um,
So Pat pays 1 on Vision and Sam for sacrifice, so that Vision takes this attack instead of Sam. And Vision is in phased form, so he will not be pushed by Strange's bolts here, uh, which were Mystic, so that they could get through Sam's defenses. But then Vision took it with sacrifice after Jacob had to decide his
yeah,
attack type with the leadership, which meant that Vision only takes 2 damage and gets hexed, and Strange is done with his day
yeah,
and apparently with his life.
yeah. I was gonna say everybody else now just turns their guns, and just pounds. Well, he's got 5 power. He could tank it, but I mean, the points are gonna be there. I don't know what Pep's gonna do.
Yeah,
He's gonna make. Did he hit table flip?
yeah. This would be certainly be a, a possible time for that function to be used. Poor Jacob.
I
I
know,
mean,
I know. He,
he's really he's really not had things going for him
no,
this game.
no. I'd like to ask him if he felt it was the right roster of defenders has any real chance. Ooh, Strange has got bleed on him now. Is that from Hawkeye?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're probably just chatting about the game now.
poison,
Poison.
putting poison on it. Yeah, and then Hawkeye jumping back to his home
Oh,
secure, score it.
Jesus.
Uh, Someone said in chat that the score is likely to end at 20-1.
Yeah,
Since Pat is scoring 4 for the researchers since it's contesting its evac point, and then all 3 portals.
hmm yeah. I mean, you don't want to kill Strange at this point if you're going to farm points. Oh,
Um,
GD Nerd is pointing out. I think in our rules, you get 8 VPs for a knockout. Yeah, sure.
oh man, that wouldn't that make it 28-1? If you score the points you're holding at the point in time when
Yeah, I'm
the
not sure that
lockout occurs.
happens. No, I think you'd get 8 plus 13 if he
Hmm,
knocked him out now. So
yeah,
what is that? 21. So you get
yeah.
21, one more. It's really got him on the ground and now has given him the business. Yeah, that's right, Nick. So I think if you get 21-1, if you wanted to do it that way.
Here comes the throw. Yeah, he simply throws Strange into the dumpster there and the garbage bin to do the
Okay.
last point of damage. And
Gets 21 points, like we were
yeah,
saying. Oh dear.
yeah,
All right, Huggy, I will see you over in the table room for some post-game chat. So stay tuned,
yeah.
everybody. We're switching over to talk to the 2 players.
potentially well for me.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey guys.
Do you mind if we ask you a few questions, or did you want to chat still a bit?
Oh, no, you
Oh
carry
no,
on.
please feel free.
Okay. Well, first of all, congratulations, Pat. Huggy and I have both enjoyed the game very much. Um, but if it'd be right, we'd love to ask Jacob a few questions going into this because we feel like, an interesting position to have to go up against. Not only a great player, but one of the most difficult rosters in the game currently.
Yep.
So Jacob, you are a very experienced player. You're very thoughtful about your gameplay. You did a podcast on this very matchup just this Monday, past
Yep.
Monday.
Right.
So clearly you were hoping, you thought this through. So can you walk us through a bit about your roster choice and the crisis choice, etc., and maybe what let you down in those choices? Maybe because you discarded the one you wanted and what have you.
No, not at all. I was very fortunate in turn zero, actually. Pat could have done all sorts of horrible things to me. I'm sure he's spent some time looking at my roster. I recently changed my roster to remove Scarlet Witch. She was largely in there, I thought, for the Brotherhood matchup, with No More Mutants being really good at turning off Magneto, and maybe in a really high threat game, like a 20 threat game against Black Order, possibly. But I realised while preparing for this matchup that she plays a really important role at 16 threat. At 16 threat, she's my 5 affiliated beta, which allows me to take some other stuff. And if Pat had got me onto research stations at 16, then I wouldn't have been able to play MODOK, which ties in with the game plan, which I'll talk about in just a second. But so there was definitely a hole in my roster, which this matchup has made me realise. I don't know, Pat, did you spot that? Was that your kind of plan coming in?
Yeah, I was looking at your roster. I thought your best game plan is to have MODOK and to try and out attrition me. And I thought if I get priority, I probably actually don't go for research station because if I discard it, we have to play maybe 17 or higher. But I think I pick one of my secures just because I have Gamma and Sword. And I don't really mind which one we play on. I think they're both fine for me. But it just means that you can't play that game plan.
Yeah. If you'd have discarded, which one would you have gone with out of preference? Just on.
I think I prefer Gamma because I think at 14 you go 5 ride without a leader.
Yeah.
And you get to go last with Valkyrie Advanced R&D, and I think you're in a perfectly fine spot. I think that matchup is like 50-50. But I think on Gamma, you are stuck where if you want a portal, you're still only 4 wide.
Well, I think probably if you put me on Gamma, I would have gone 3 wide and gone Strange Gem, MODOK, Ancient One.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought you would do. And I do think MODOK there would be problematic with less characters to attack him. But I figured I would take long range attacks like basically my whole team, right? And just try and kill Ancient One from outside of Martial Artist and just deal with MODOK and hope I could get enough points quickly enough.
Yeah, I think the range 4 with the short move, I think, does that put you back inside Martial Artist? I think it might.
Yeah, but I mean, it costs 3 power, right? So I don't know if you can, how often you're using it. It's definitely sometimes it would come up.
It generates power pretty well, and with
Yeah.
the issue I've got there is order of activations. It's such a pain to order those activations in the right order. So, sorry, Norbert, to go back to your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pat had looked at my roster, and like I said, I got very lucky in turn 0 because I managed to get priority, and that allowed me to then put it onto a higher threat value. I really liked the team I had. I was very happy with the team. The only consideration I had was, do I play Valkyrie or Iron Fist? And again, I thought my route to victory was going to be through good dice, and Valkyrie has better dice than Iron Fist does. I didn't think that the Heroes for Hire was going to be as important as Bitter Rivals as the 5th card in there. And so I didn't need him for Heroes for Hire, so Valkyrie got the nod over Iron Fist.
Okay, that makes sense. But for me, I don't understand. You've made a heavy investment in high characters. I mean, it's a deliberate choice into quite the actual opposite philosophy that Pat's master has. So can you talk us through that? Because that seems dangerous to me. I mean, it seems like what a wide list wants to see is lots of small characters, but very high threat. Yeah.
So how do I go about trying to beat Sam Spam? So one thing defenders can do pretty well is they can jump through a portal, grab an extract and walk back. Someone like Valkyrie or Iron Fist, who has 2 innate power, can do that really easily. So we can jump through a portal, grab a book is probably my preferred extract, and then walk back to the relative safety of my own area. The trouble is he's if I'm forcing the extracts, then I didn't really want to be playing on Gamma, because if I retreat with 2 books to my own Gamma shelter, then we're going to go 3-3. It doesn't actually give me any advantage, and eventually he's going to swarm me and score my back Gamma shelter and get 3 VPs up on me, just because he's going to be able to out-activate me, and with characters like Enchantress and even Vision, who can Avengers Assemble and throw, Avengers Assemble, beam a whole bunch of people and then throw someone off. Eventually he's going to swarm me to the point where he's going to win that back Gamma point. So Gamma's bad for me. Sword, if you put me on Sword, I think I probably pick 14 and play that game. So he'd have no priority. But I think I liked my team better than Pat's team on Sword, even without priority. He's going to probably win the first one. But Iron Fist and Valkyrie have both got great ways of getting back into the melee that's going to be going on with Sword. And is it Mutant Madman, your other one, Pat?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think he gives me Mutant Madman, because I think 18, again, I can upgrade Valkyrie or Iron Fist to Ancient One, who is a really good character.
So sorry to interrupt, but basically, if I got that right, it's with the exception of Sword, where you're going the same number of characters as me, you're basically just always planning to have one less character.
Because I'm playing Strange with the Soul Gem, and that's 6 threat straight off the bat. So in order to do my stuff, I'm already short of Pat's numbers. I can't go as wide as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the extract and runaway game doesn't work against this list with the list I've got. I think I've got no chance with secures, because for secures you need to be wider or not have priority and be as wide, and neither of those were going to work once I'd won priority. So my only option in my head going into this matchup was to try and send as much heavy hitting stuff through a portal, get that action economy, and start trying to make the most of it. My best case scenario, which almost happened, it wasn't a million miles away from happening, is to daze 2 people at the top of round 1. Someone like Hawkeye jumps through, does a bunch of damage, Strange goes through and finishes them off. MODOK comes through, gets 2 decent attacks, and then throws something at someone, and there's 2 dazed people. However, I've still got priority. MODOK activates all you've got and takes those 2 off the table. Suddenly it's 4v4, and MODOK can then be field dressed back to health.
Yeah, that's interesting, because we saw you trying that. I mean, you had early games as Pat's character is quite early. But it went tough. It went tough very soon.
So Pat, unsurprisingly, was very good at managing his positioning to give me as few targets as possible. Now, I totally expected that. That's what you get from good players. I thought I was pretty happy with how the game was going. I think the single turning point of the game was Pat's play where he field dressed Captain America, and then Captain America got 2 push triggers to push Strange out of range.
Yeah.
Now, that was always a possibility, but I thought if I go with Strange and field dress MODOK, then I'm giving up too much ground in terms of being able to push people around with Strange later, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a tough call, and in retrospect, it was the wrong call. But I thought with the extra dice Strange can generate, that I had stood a decent chance of Red Wing not giving me the push effect, and then he had to hit the wild on the shield throw in order to get the push.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, Captain America was my man of the match, right? He also was very lucky to daze Strange the round before.
Yeah. So he had consistently above average dice. I mean, not loads above average, but he was like consistently 3 hits on 4 dice. There's not
with Cap,
just what he did, which worked out really well in that matchup. Strange is weak to physical anyway, and so just constantly nailing him with the little physical attacks, even with the extra dice that Strange could generate. He got enough work done into him that he solidly won that 5-3 matchup if you're looking at threat values.
Yeah. I liked the option of going with Captain America for 2 reasons. Firstly, because you'd passed, I'd already moved you once with Enchantress, and I thought maybe 1 push might be enough to stop you getting in range of MODOK. So I thought my odds of getting 1 push are really good. And I also thought if you spend power to stop me damaging you, to stop my push, then maybe you can, the way the dice pan out, you might just lose too much power and not be able to field dressing either. So you might be caught in a situation where you can't afford to reduce the power and you get pushed anyway.
Yeah. Again,
so I thought it was worth the go, right? It was like a free roll.
Yeah.
And I also thought that because you're going to have to move with Doctor Strange to bring MODOK back, like Captain America's going to live. So I thought it was well worth a go, and I was just lucky that it paid off so well.
So
Yeah.
let's.
I have a question for Jacob.
Sure.
The way I see it, when you're playing against Sam Spam, you have to like really think through which characters you go for to try and daze and then KO. And the prime target is obviously always Sam himself, and obviously that's what you were trying to do. At what point did you abandon that project, and how did you go about picking what characters to put damage into after that
Yeah.
play was off the board?
First activation I had of the game, Hawkeye jumped through and put 3 damage onto Sam, or something ludicrous. He did really well.
Yeah.
A fantastic attack from him. Then the second one I don't think did anything. So Sam was looking pretty dazed, but then Pat played him really well, came up, made a good attack, and then moved back to where I wasn't going to have line of sight to him. The only way I was going to get line of sight to Sam is if I put MODOK up early, and I wanted to go last with MODOK in order to throw the truck that was blocking the line of sight. But then I didn't have the power to do that with MODOK, so it just again, Pat is the master of giving you tough decisions. So do I go early with MODOK, shoot somebody that's not Sam, hope to generate enough power, throw the truck, and then I can shoot Sam? But the downside of that is vision can you get up to 4 power on round 1? You didn't have R&D, did you? Can you synthesize twice?
He's not moving at that point.
Yeah,
but he could. Yeah,
field dressing Sam and just bring him back. And just,
Yeah.
He can even move to where Sam is by the leadership when Sam gets dazed, which puts him within range to field dress. So if Pat really wants, he can bring Sam back and kind of keep him a little bit safe. So because of Pat's positioning, I then had to choose other targets. And
then I suppose you're in a really tough choice where you basically can't daze anyone without giving either War Machine, Vision, or Enchantress an optimal beam.
You got it. There's a lot of beams, and I did my best to try and space my characters. But as you saw, there were plenty of times that he got beams off that caught more than one character. It's very difficult when you've got 3 beamers on the team. So it was just a question of, right, who am I most likely to... Because I wanted to daze somebody on the top of 1 just to try and limit his use of field dressing. Because if you wait until turn 2 against Sam, they've got so many good ways of generating characters that can generate power. People like Enchantress, people like Vision, people like... they've got enough
Hawkeye, War Machine, yeah.
Someone's going to be on 4 power on round 2. So if I wanted to try and get, ideally 2 dazes at the top of 1, where field dressing is pretty much offline. That significantly limits his ability to use that card well.
I want to switch Pat now from his perspective at the beginning. What were you most concerned about?
So I was definitely expecting the first round to play out as it did, right? I was very unhappy with turn 0 because I think if I can pick the threat value, that helps me. And if I can pick the crisis, that helps me more. I then discarded Spider Infected, which I was probably going to choose over Research Station if I got it, because I was expecting to see MODOK and Strange. So round 0 didn't play out very well. Turn 0 didn't play out very well for me. But then the crisis itself led to a very simple game plan where I line everyone up. I have Bodyguard, I've got Sacrifice, I've got my leadership. I know that the defenders are going to hop out of the portals and zap me to pieces, but my team is well equipped to just absorb it. You know, that I will take some damage, I might lose some characters, but compared to most teams, I'm resilient enough and I've got enough pieces that I just expect the damage is going to be acceptable. My objective in turn 1 was to go last Enchantress and score the points. And then after that, my plan was always to kill the little characters first. Like, kill the support characters and just make it so Jacob didn't have enough actions to get ahead in the game.
Yeah, and again, quite often at the minute, and this says a lot about it, the game comes down to who gets a better all you've got turn. That can win you a game if you get a good all you've got turn. Your opponent doesn't get one at all or doesn't have a good one. And my all you've got turn did 2 damage to Okoye or something.
1, it was lousy. Yeah.
We saw that.
It was a factor, but it is definitely a factor.
Yeah, you had crucial moment. I can't remember exactly, but the crucial moments, Jay, where you actually did well, but Pat really easing against the ice. and just
Yeah.
accomplish your thing. So Pat, the question everybody wants to know now that we've seen this well prepared match go the way that it did, what are your thoughts about Sam in the current meta?
I think defenders are pretty good into Sam, and I think this match was very close, and I had some luck at key points that helped push the attrition toward me. I think if Captain America versus Strange had been average, then Doctor Strange probably would have won that side, and that could have changed things dramatically. Yeah, I do think Avengers are very strong. I like that they're pretty good on any crisis combination, as long as you've got the characters in your roster that you can take for that crisis.
Mhm.
And I thought my roster was able to adapt pretty well to a suboptimal crisis configuration. It was still fine for them. So yeah, I think they're a good team. They're very flexible. I feel like they're not like ridiculously good into anybody. They're not one of those matchups where they're very strong into some people and weaker to others. I just feel like they're just solid across the board.
Mhm. Okay. Do you swap in Hulkbuster into your roster to defend against the mirror somehow?
I don't really know what I'm going to use Hulkbuster for. I just kind of wanted to put him in. And
Yeah,
if I'm
sure.
being honest, it's probably a mistake. I probably shouldn't have him in there.
Maybe he plays well against spider foes who've got a decent matchup into
Yeah.
Avengers.
So I thought he might do well at controlling Carnage. I thought he might actually be quite good in this matchup for controlling MODOK, but I hadn't played it. And I thought, well, maybe he'll be good, but I'm not going to find out the hard way. But I think maybe he can do some interesting things for like going last and pushing MODOK away. I also think maybe he's good in the mirror, but maybe not. I'm just not really sure. I think he's got places he could be fine, but honestly, I've just got him there as a nice option if I want to surprise people with a more elite team.
Yeah, sure. Because, but against another Sam player is what you mean.
Yeah. I don't know if that's correct though, and it depends a little bit on which characters Sam has taken because, like, he's good against some and bad into others, right? Like he's pretty lousy into Iron Fist, for example. So
Have you played the mirror at all?
yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. You tend to just have to adapt and hope things go your way and you get clutch activations with characters and that they go well.
Does it matter which of those two players has priority?
I don't really think so because the first turn honestly is pretty cagey because generally the kind of characters you take have quite good ranges. So if you just go forward too aggressively, you get punished. And because the Sam players are both good on most crises and they're playing the same teams, I don't think you have much of a crisis advantage with priority. So I think it's just a close game.
And so often the mirrors come down to dice, don't they? It's that is often the deciding factor. If you've got equal skill players or close to equal skill players in a mirror, it's normally a dice game.
Yeah, or someone makes a particularly awesome play, or someone makes a big mistake. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to leave it one last point, which is to say that you're going into two more, so you have insurance of losing the game and still make cut. But listen to Jacob, how you have our road ahead of you to win your two games. Any concerns, or are you going to change the way you approach the games now? Learn this. What are you going to?
Much the same. I'm very comfortable with this team. I've played it a lot. I know how it works. I know a lot of the matchups. So I will be. The only thing that will slightly concern me is if I run into a Brotherhood player because I had teched my list assuming I was going to be playing the 3-0 players, which were Brotherhoodless, and it's possible that now there's going to be a Brotherhood 3-1 player. So having had Dodge Pat fail me, it's now Dodge Brotherhood.
Well, I hope it works out for you. I just see both of you, and it helps them represent the English meta. And thank you both for letting us stream the game. A wonderful time watching it, and I want to thank my buddy Hugo for joining in as my commenter as well, and also the audience for bearing with us with all the technical difficulties of what was going on today. But we got it finally going in the end, especially when the important parts were happening. So thankful for that. Hugo, any final words?
Just I'd like to echo your thank you for a very interesting game to the players, and I hope to see you all very soon on a different stream.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys. And thanks to Mark, who our accuser, who popped in and helped us out with a couple of things. So thanks, Mark.
Yeah, thank you all very much.
Thank you, guys.